Kenya ranks among the top tea exporters in the world, following China and India. Its sunny climate and rich reddish soil create ideal conditions for tea cultivation in East Africa. In all of Africa, Kenya stands out as a leading tea producer. The vital commodity plays a significant role in the Kenyan economy.
Kenya as a country, tea is the largest foreign exchange earner for the country. Tea contributes to an average of 4% of the gross domestic product, and last year alone, the country exported 186 billion shillings worth of tea.
Today we delve into the rich history, the challenges facing the industry, and the innovative responses of these crucial contributors to our economy. Tea cultivation was first introduced to Kenya in 1903 by the Kane brothers in Limuru. Commercialization of tea began in the years 1924 and 1933.
We came from the earlier first factories were orthodox teas. We churned the way all through to the where we used to have what we call the trolley system, where we were doing the manual processing of tea, until where now we have a highly automated system where you feed and you receive the tea from the packet. So the journey that started is from manual to automation system is a good story.
Kenya Tea Development Agency (KTDA), a key player in the tea industry, accounting for over 60% of the total tea produced, and supports over 600,000 smallholder tea farmers on improving production, which is crucial to the sector's success.
We are on education programs whereby we want to sensitize all our farmers across the sector to make them achieve or realize better prices equally. And this mainly is by sensitizing them on quality.
In the early 1970s, visionary farmers in Kenya began cultivating tea, transforming agricultural landscapes in regions such as Kericho County.
Nilianza kupanda hii chai 2000. Nilianza sasa ni 24 years tangu nipande hii chai. Na hii chai imenisaidia mimi, nimefanya kazi kwa maana sina kazi nyingine.
Still in the neighborhood is Christina Sigilai, who remains optimistic about the tea business.
Nilipanda hii chai mwaka wa 1988. Sasa amenisaidia. Nimesomesha watoto, tena amenisaidia kwa nyumbani, hata kila kitu ile ninafanya, kununua hata chumvi ndio ninanunua naye hii chumvi, hii chai. Na sasa hii chai amenisaidia kwa kila kitu, hata homa alinishika, hii ni pesa ya chai ndio alinisaidia.
In another region known for its exceptional tea, we head to Meru County, where we meet Alice Wamateri, a dedicated tea farmer.
1994 kulikuwa na kahawa hapa, nikafurahia kupanda majani chai, nikaenda nikafanya nasare, nikatengeneza nasare yangu, nikaweka majani chai, ikakua kwa mwaka mmoja, nikatengeneza shamba, nikatoa miti ile ilikuwa ndani na hata kahawa, nikapanda chai yangu. Kutoka 1996 hapo nilianza kusuna majani yangu, ikakua mpaka wa sasa ninafurahia hii majani chai.
The efforts of these farmers have laid a solid foundation for a thriving sector that has become a cornerstone of Kenya's economy, providing livelihoods for millions.
Ilikuwa 3 shilling kwa kilo. Na tulikuwa napeleka chai mbali, Panda. Ilikuwa mbali. Na siku hiyo tulikuwa hajapata magari, boda. Tulikuwa tunaweka kwa mgongo, tunaenda kwa Panda. Yaani kwa saa hii chai amesaidia sisi, tumenunua boda, tunabeba na chai.
Na ni kazi nimependa sana, imenisaidia sana. Hata kwa kazi zangu zingine zile ninafanya, inanisaidia hata kufundisha watoto wangu. na ninafurahia hii kazi yangu ya majani chai.
Despite its successes, the tea sector faces numerous challenges. Access to fertilizers has become increasingly difficult and negatively impacting crop yields. Farmers are also confronting dwindling revenues due to fluctuating market prices and rising competition.
Naona katika nchi yetu chai iko na faida, lakini vile sasa mafactories zimekuwa too much, sasa mkulima anaendelea kuumia zaidi. Sababu anapeana chai yake bei ya chini, hakuna faida. Juzi tulilipwa 50 kwa chemamuli, mwishowe tukalipwa 46, ingine imeenda wapi?
Afanye tu aongeze pesa, ndio tunataka hiyo. Na soko, najua ukipata soko mingi tunapata pesa.
Maneno ya fertilizer, akuje siku ile anatakikana akuje, siku ile anatakikana awekwe mbolea. Kama ni siku ya mwezi wa 7, ingie mwezi wa 7 kamili. Tulichelewa juzi, sijui kwa nini.
In Nyeri County, a rare sight of purple tea plantations greets us in this village. Robert Murimi, a tea farmer, shares his reasons for venturing into purple tea farming.
I have been in tea for the last 53 years because I planted my first tea bushes here in 1971. It is not this type of tea. I had planted that green tea which you can see on the other side. But exposure, when I was a director at Ragati Tea Factory, I was exposed to tea. I was taken to Kilimo Tea Research Institute, where I found researchers doing research of this purple tea. So why did I take purple tea seriously? I took it seriously because those researchers told me that this tea, unlike that other green tea, has a lot of health benefits.
Murimi explains that his family was initially shocked by his decision, even contemplating admitting him to a mental hospital for uprooting his 5-acre black tea.
I uprooted all this area you can see. It was good tea, better than that one on that side, but I uprooted it all. The community was not happy because they had not seen anything like this. My own family was very wild because I have uprooted the tea which was their main income, and I have planted another tea which is not known.
He says his best decision was to process his tea in a cottage factory.
The idea of starting a cottage industry came from the KTDA itself, right? Because when they introduced something they were calling Field Farmers School. Field Farmers School. So the KTDA told us to plant purple tea. They took us to Kangaita. We were trained how to grow purple tea. And they promised us that when you grow this purple tea, which will be coming for it from your farms, process it at Kangaita.
The Kangaita Tea Factory is located in the Nyeri County, is situated in a high altitude zone that is ideal for tea cultivation, contributing to the production of high quality orthodox tea. The government supports diversification of tea products.
Tunataka pia to expand our tea products. We have Black CTC tea as the biggest brand we send out of Kenya. But we now need to move more towards orthodox teas. And it is also in the manifesto of our government that we support the diversification of our tea products.
Kenya has established itself as a key player in the global tea market, exporting millions of kilograms annually. To supplement the farmers' tea production, several companies have acquired large tracts of land and planted hectares of tea. In the heart of Kericho, a giant in the tea industry is the Lipton Tea Estate. Here, we witness the intricate processes that transform fresh tea leaves into the beloved beverage that ultimately reaches your cup.
Tea history in Kenya begins right here. In 1903, when the Kane brothers planted the first tea in Limuru. As the pioneers, we are also one of the largest plantations or tea estates in Kenya.
The estate is dedicated to quality and sustainability.
Initiatives that we have, there are rivers that cross into our farms, which we utilize for power generation. So we have about 2.8 megawatt installation of hydroelectricity, providing about 75% of our requirement. We also have an additional 5% solar, which blends into this, so 80% non-renewable, and the balance of which we get from the national grid.
Still in Kericho County, the Kipchimjim Group stands out as a leader in tea manufacturing, operating 7 tea factories and largely sourcing their tea from local farmers to meet their factory demands.
The entry to the tea manufacturing with Kipchimjim Group was because we were tea farmers, and being tea farmers, we really thought and say at some point as the locals we also need to do the tea manufacture ourselves. That is why the group went into tea, and the journey has been very good because for us the advantage was that we understand about the community, we are the locals, we knew the challenges which were there in the tea industry, and we were coming in to sort out most of the challenges which were there in the industry.
Their commitment to quality and efficiency sets a high standard in the industry, exemplifying exceptional innovation and sustainability skills in tea production.
The tea industry consumes a lot of firewood. So looking at sustainability as Kipchimjim Group, we have gone into several ways of green energy. Starting with the solar panels, which we have installed in one of our factories. We have also put in batteries to save on power and to ensure that there is consistency on our manufacture of tea. We are also making briquette from our sugar mill using bagasse. Bagasse is a byproduct after manufacturing of sugar. So we are using it to make briquette. We take the briquette to our factories, whereby we cut on the felling of trees by about 20%.
Next, we explore Kericho Tea Parkers, where innovation meets tradition. At Kericho Tea Parkers, the largest packaging firm in Kenya, we see how value addition is reshaping the industry.
We've been in existence for the past 46 years. We've mastered the art of packaging, blending and marketing high quality teas from Kenya. Tea is evolving. We are ready for the next level. We're likely to see diversification of tea products.
Kenya Tea Parkers Ketepa and the Kenya Tea Development Agency KTDA have established a common branding user facility in Kericho.
The essence of this common user facility is a special vehicle, a special purpose vehicle that would ensure that we have state-of-the-art machineries, similar with what we have here in Kericho, but then in Nairobi, in order to value add more teas, targeting that we achieve as per the Tea Act, a minimum of 40% tea value addition of all the teas that we produce in Kenya.
From the green estates of Kericho, we move to the tourist city of Mombasa, where we find Kericho Gold. This brand has established itself as the leading premium tea brand in Kenya.
We started Kericho Gold in 2002 when we realized there was a quality gap in the market, and we decided to come up with this first packet of Kericho Gold. Then we introduced another second brand called Baraka Chai. We realized that Kenyans love and are ready to pay for good tea if it's available. So that was our entry point. Anybody who buys tea across the world watches Kenya because of the quality of tea we have and availability of tea throughout the year. Many of the tea growing countries don't have that advantage. So anybody who thinks of packaging tea, this is the place to be.
Kericho Gold is passionate about all things tea and has crafted a diverse range of products to appeal to all tastes. It's a significant contributor to the growth of Kenya's tea sector through its commitment to high-quality production, which enhances the country's reputation as a leading tea exporter by creating numerous employment opportunities and supporting local economies. Kimanga highlights the numerous benefits of drinking tea, emphasizing its role in promoting overall health and well-being.
As a group company, out of the 560,000 tons the country produces, we are buying about 15% of that, out of which we are value adding about 5%. Tea cures a lot of like skin cancers. It has a lot of antioxidants. Of course, purple tea, you know the benefits, neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. Purple tea has been of a great help. It's becoming our hot cake in Canada because of those proven health benefits. And these have been documented by the Tea Research Foundation, the benefits of tea drinking. But we have to run away from sugar. If we can maintain having green tea the way it should be. Black tea is equally as good, but green tea is better because of the higher antioxidant level.
Empire Kenya EPZ is another unique entity based in Mombasa, known for its flagship tea brand, Akina.
We started trading in 2017, and our primary goal was to introduce Kenyan tea to the world as a single origin beverage. And we came up with our own flagship brand, which is called Akina. Now Akina is world famous, and we ship to most of the West African countries as well as Europe and Far East Asia.
Unlike most of Kenya's tea, which is typically purchased in bulk by multinational companies for export to their processing plants in consumer countries, Empire Kenya EPZ has opted for a different approach. They focus on creating a distinct identity for their products, emphasizing local processing and branding.
A major portion of the teas that go into Akina is pure Kenyan tea, because we are really trying hard to introduce Akina as a single origin pure Kenyan tea to the rest of the world. And in all international markets, Kenyan tea is used as a filler, which means a blend composition. And in all those international brands, the percentage of Kenyan tea they use not more than 5%. So we wanted to do something different, and so that we introduce to the international consumers what a Kenyan tea is and what a single origin Kenyan tea blend tastes like.
Though they have successfully marketed Kenya tea globally, they've had a fair share of challenges.
The future of tea is very good, but we have to move with speed to address some of the challenges that are holding back value addition. We need supportive policies to incentivize value addition. At the moment, it's not happening because the kind of paper we use for packing tea, which is not available in the country, attracts 35% import duty. If you bring it in packet form, cut into small pieces, it attracts another further 25% excise tax. So that discourages value addition. You'll find it is now cheaper if you can take your tea outside, have it packed in a place like Egypt or Dubai, and re-import it back.
The tea sector is undergoing a lot of challenges, and one of the major challenges that we are facing is oversupply. The production is greater than the consumption, and Kenya has, in the recent past, we have adapted to a different manufacturing process where Sri Lanka was dominating, and that process we called manufacturing of orthodox teas, which now Kenya is gradually gaining momentum.
Now we arrive at one of the most critical aspects of the tea industry, the auction. Here, the fate of our tea is determined, and the process is a fascinating blend of strategy and skill.
East Africa Tea Trade Association is a non-profit membership association that is responsible for auction organizing. We have membership from 10 countries who produce tea, and they sell their teas through the Mombasa Tea Auction that is managed by the association secretariat. So currently, East Africa Tea Trade Association auction in Mombasa is the largest tea auction in the world. this auction is so significant to the socio-economic development of all the 10 African countries that sells their teas through the Mombasa auction.
The East African Tea Trade Association (IATA) announced the automation of the Mombasa tea auction by unveiling the integrated tea trading system. The importance of automation was highlighted by efforts to mitigate the negative economic impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic in the region and facilitate safe trade.
This is the most transparent, most accountable auction that we have, because we have leveraged on the utilization of technology to ease trade and mitigate any form of collusion. And the teas we sell in this auction is from the region, and therefore it is so integral to the economies of the various member countries that sells their teas through the auction of Mombasa.
In the tea sector, brokers play a vital role, acting as service providers in this intricate dance of bidding, and their expertise ensures that the best prices are realized for our farmers.
The tea brokers become a custodian of the tea farmer. Once you allocated the tea, within 21 days, you are able to sample and circulate that sample to all the stakeholders, namely buyers. The buyers will taste the teas, or maybe they'll airlift the samples to their respective countries. They will taste, and we meet in the auction room on 21st day after the circulation of the samples, and then the auction takes place.
Challenges such as system downtimes and unsold tea at the auction have long posed difficulties.
Currently, the largest buy in for the Kenyan tea is Pakistan. Pakistan buys 40% of what we produce as a country. Number 2 is Egypt, buys 19%. Number 3 is Britain, they buy about 9%. So over time, we have over-relied on only 5 key traditional markets. The major export destination markets, if anything happens to the economies, that has a direct impact on prices in the auction.
In the world of tea distribution, logistics are paramount. From storage facilities to chai trading, understanding the flow of tea from auction to market is essential for success.
One of the requirements for teas to be sold through the Mombasa auction is that the teas has to be resident in a warehouse in Mombasa. So the farmers require that service, and now chai trading offers that service to the farmers. We have through KTDA established some warehouse space so that we ensure that farmers' tea are stored in ISO certified warehouses. We also are the biggest buyers of tea in Mombasa auction. Last year we bought about 59 million kilos of tea, out of which 53 million was from Kenya. So that puts us as a very important stakeholder in terms of the tea selling. One of the attributes that makes Kenyan tea special is that it's produced all year round. It is also pesticide and herbicides free. As you know, most of our teas from other origins are sprayed with herbicides and pesticides. But because of our geographical location, our teas, I would say we have the most safety in terms of minimum chemical residues.
The tea sector has a regulatory body, the Tea Board of Kenya, a state corporation in the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, established by Tea Act 23 of 2020 to develop, regulate and promote tea subsector.
As the Tea Board of Kenya, we operate under the Act of Parliament, which mandates us to develop, promote and regulate. To develop is really give an opportunity to people to have the candidate capacities to grow tea, to produce teas in a very innovative way. We are also in promotion. We each and every day we must make and position Kenya tea that it reaches all the global markets And we regulate. We are very responsive in terms of how we license.
The Tea Board of Kenya is optimistic of a brighter future as Kenya marks 100 years of tea commercialization.
So we are in partnership with the Kenya Tourism Board, and currently we have mapped 4 tourist sites. There is one in Kiambu, run by Katanga Industries. There is a waterfall and enjoying the tea within a Purple Tea Farm. There is what you call Chesimot Tea Farm, where again they have a tourist site. There is another site in Nandi called Costan Farm, where you can see the plain and the lake, and in a tea plantation. New generation of factories which are within the highways. We will want them again to build their factories that can allow any local tourists or foreign tourists to be able to access and see the leaf from farm all through the production to the cup.
As we move forward, embracing sustainable practices remains crucial. How can we ensure that the tea industry not only thrives but also protects our environment for future generations?
Now we are really focusing on putting innovation that can catch the price. One way of doing it is green energy production. We are now have a plan for all the factories in Kenya to do 50-50%. 50% daytime we use the natural lights to run to generate solar energy and run our factories. That will again transfer to cutting 50% in cost of production. So the farmers will benefit because the production will be clean production.
And as Kenya marks 100 years of commercially growing tea, focus for the next century now shifts to value addition and diversification in order to meet expectations of a global market and make Kenyan tea the world's preferred beverage.